welcome, my beloved sister Lindy TV show.
Promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you. By the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bige. He said,
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Iwu Biafra, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this very program. I thank you for joining wherever you are joining us from. If you are connecting to this program from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. More especially those connecting from Biafra land. From any part of Biafra land, as you are connecting to this program, I thank you so much and I appreciate you. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to strengthen you. I appreciate everybody that is connecting to this program, wherever you are joining us from. If you are joining from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Russia, China, whichever part of the world you are joining, I appreciate you. Henry DK, you are welcome. I thank you so much for joining. Please, as you join this very broadcast, I urge you to kindly share the broadcast on your platform. Share it on any WhatsApp group that you belong. Where any Biafran WhatsApp group that you belong, please kindly share this very program. Share to family and friends. Share to our enemies. Likewise, let them hear us and hear our point of view. Let them know that they cannot distract us, no matter what they do. They cannot stop us. I appreciate every one of you. We have come back once again today to talk on the issue of Biafra. Remember, today especially is Mazi Kanu's day. Today is Mazi Kanu's day. So wherever you are watching me this morning, according to your own time zone, more especially in Biafra land, it is morning. As you wake up, always remember that our Mazi Kanu day, which is Monday, that we observe civil disobedience by sitting at home. It is something that we have agreed that we will continue to do until Mazi Kanu is released. Our sit at home, Monday sit at home, is not negotiable. It is not. It is not negotiable. So when you wake up and you begin to think, you're asking, is there going to be sit at home today or not? I have told you time without number. The only thing you have to do is to ask, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free? That is the right question to ask. Is our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free, or he's still in the territory of the enemy? Please, as you join this broadcast, kindly click like and share. Click like and share. It will help us to reach out to other people so that they can be able to get the notification and join us. Wherever you are watching from, mainly from Biafra land, when you wake up this morning, all you have to do is to listen if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Not to listen if there is a sit at home or not. Wherever you are watching from across the world, tell your family the information. The sit at home continues until when we hear that our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has left the DSS. For as long as he remains there, the sit at home is mandatory. Nobody put it in place. I didn't put it. Mazi Simon did not force it up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we, the Biafran people, collectively agree that we are going to observe that one day, reserve that one day for the man who has given it all for us. This is a man that have dedicated his life for you and I. A man that today as we speak, he has won the heart of every living being that has conscience. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won the heart of every single living being in Biafra land that have conscience. Even those who pretend to be his enemy in the past, they cannot hold it back. Everybody today is making references to what he has said in the past. Some call it prophecy, some call it revelation, some call it thought. But I can bet you that since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started speaking up for the Biafran situation and the situation of the Biafran people, he has been very, very consistent. And he started when nobody was paying attention. He was started just with his laptop. With his laptop and megaphone. That was how he started. It was not an easy journey. He encountered so many attacks. He encountered so many hindrances. He encountered so many obstacles. So many people came after him when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this very struggle. When he saw all the challenges that were coming, he did not run away. He did not deviate from what he's doing. He did not pay attention to any distraction. He forgot about his own personal career. He forgot about his own family. And he began to focus on the restoration of Biafra. How you and I can be free. Karimo Patrick, thank you for joining. This man that has given it all, that have made it possible for us to be able to have the boldness today to do what we are doing, is in the territory of the enemy. And yet, you think it is too much to give him one good day to demand for his unconditional release. A man who has affected so many lives, not just in Biafra land. He has affected life outside the Biafra land. Everybody, every indigenous person in that contraption called Nigeria that tells himself the truth knows that he has always said the truth. Thank you so much for joining, Obi. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody in that very old Southeastern region that can tell himself the truth, or in the present so-called Zoological Republic, everybody that has a conscience knows that this man brought a message. And they know he was truthful, he was sincere, he was making a point. And he has given every one of them the courage, the strength to begin to demand for that which they're supposed to demand for. It is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you are hearing people discuss restructuring today. It is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the boldness he has impacted in the life of including his enemies. They tapped into it today. Why you see people talking about restructuring in the Senate? It is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He gave our Oduduwa brothers the confidence to speak up for Oduduwa and begin to sing their national anthem and ask for whom they are openly, unapologetically. It is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the country rose up and began to demand for restructuring. Don't forget, there was a time that mentioning restructuring in Nigeria was a suicide mission. There was a time mentioning restructuring in Nigeria is a taboo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given us that confidence. Likewise, Biafra, there was a time for you to open your mouth and mention Biafra. You are gone. There was a time everything that has to do with Biafra become a taboo. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu break those chains. The argument of Biafra today is being made on their national TV. It is being made in the public places. People pay attention to it, and people make references to it openly. All thanks to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There are lots. If I begin to count the effect of the president of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what he achieves and what he stands for, they are numerous. You can't number them. You cannot number them. And that is why we cannot joke with his life or his personality. We don't. That is why every Biafra have embraced him. And we will put everything on the line to see that he is insecure. That is why the Biafran people collectively have decided and chosen Monday as a day we lock down Biafra land. No matter whom you are, call yourself a governor, call yourself a president, call yourself whatever, whoever and whatever you are, you cannot stop the will of the people. I pity that idiot that called himself the governor of Enugu State that just came in. From the very onset, and that is why you see why we must get out of the zoological republic, because these people are people who derive joy. They derive joy in evil. The system of the country has made it that the only people that would be in the aim of affairs are people that are fraudulent, people that are evil-minded, people who doesn't have their own region at heart. Those are the only people the zoological republic promotes. The people that are in the aim of affairs are those that have criminal intent, and those who came to power either through the back door or through a fraudulent means. This has always been the people running the affair in that contraction. There has never been a time where the best is chosen among those who are participating in anything called leadership in that contraction called Nigeria. They always make sure they put the worst. This is what we have seen. And we say we cannot be part of it anymore. We, the Biafran people, say we will not be part of it anymore. Every other tribe, indigenous tribe, can make their choice either to be in or out. But for us, the Biafran people have decided that we can no longer be part of this fraudulent entity called Nigeria. Our reasons are obvious. Our reasons are in the open, in the public. Even foreigners that are paying attention to events in Nigeria can testify to what we are saying and what we are complaining about. So many times, most of us who are living abroad, we are being confronted with some questions, some shameful questions that you'll be wondering. You wouldn't know how to answer. Look at the person that went out recently that called himself the president of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. The selected president, I'm talking about the Baron Turubu, that he went to France to represent you. The same script we are playing when the late Muhammad Buhari was there, that is the same script I am repeating. The same script that was played during the time of Muhammad Buhari, from picture, from hospital to hospital, after hospital they graduate to using picture, from picture to picture, later they bring an imposter and begin to impose him on him. They have just started. Only few weeks in the post, they have just started. The very first outing he has gone to in France. They were so quick to show us his departure. They show us how he was welcomed. And when he come to the major events, he wasn't there. Somebody was there to represent him. And when you see this, you see the reason why Nigeria will never survive is that when they see criminality coming, when they see evil coming, instead of stopping it and nail it at the bud, they will not. Excuse me. They will not. They will wait until when they have gotten to the stage that you cannot repair it anymore. Every one of them was there when this man was laying the foundation of what he's doing today. Number one, he told you that he's going to continue with the legacy of late Muhammad Buhari. What was the legacy of late Muhammad Buhari? Insecurity. What was the legacy of late Muhammad Buhari? Going to hospital abroad without attending occasions. Absenteeism in leadership. What were the legacy of Muhammadu Buhari? Ruling the country with an imposter, using picture to run the affairs of the country. Fraud, insecurity. And this man, while he was campaigning, told you that he was going to keep the legacy of Muhammadu Buhari. And yet, some individuals came out and they voted for him. Some people came out and they voted for him. And today you see what he's doing. You see what he's doing. A man who could not put words together during the time of their campaign. He couldn't put words together. But at the end of the day, they came together fraudulently and they put him in power. And you people accepted it. Nigerian society, the one Nigerians are the most wicked and lazy people I have ever seen on the planet Earth. Very, very irresponsible set of people. People who only talk and shout and talk, but they cannot face reality when reality is staring them at their face. Every one of them today that is complaining, most of them, about 90% of today that is complaining about his appearance and disappearance in France. We are the same people who saw him when they were bringing him that this man is not healthy. Old age is not a curse, but there is a way you handle old age, it becomes a curse. The old age of Tinubu has become a curse to Nigeria, a curse to even his family, because the innocent souls that are going to be suffering, the people who are going to be suffering because of his attitude and what he's doing, we continue to send a curse that we extend to him and everything that had to do with him. Nobody is angry about his age. We know he gave a fake age. At the age of 85 and above, you are supposed to be resting. You have nothing, you have no business with leadership. You have no business, whatever. No matter, you have no, does it mean there are no people again in that country called Nigeria? Is that what it means? Is that what it means? A country where you have more than 200 million people, and the best you can be able to choose to run the affairs of the country is the weakest among you. It's a shame. It's a real shame. No sensible country will allow that to happen. That is why I tell you people that nobody is patriotic to that thing you call Nigeria, because it doesn't exist. It is a company. If those who are calling themselves one Nigerianists and people who pretend to be one Nigeria are patriotic, they will stand their ground and say over their dead body will such a person at the age of 85 plus to stand in the aim of a fair where you have professors, engineers, doctors, well-learned people of a better age who can run the affairs of the country perfectly. They will stand their ground. If he has to take a protest of 1 year, they will protest. If you have to take any risk, they will take that risk to see that things changes. But because the contraption called Nigeria, the citizenry, they are the weakest of the weak. Some say they are under spell. They are not under any spell. That is just the mentality of a black man. People who are concerned of what they will eat today, they don't talk about what they're going to eat tomorrow. That's the difference. You see people in the Western world stocking wealth for their children, keeping wealth for their unborn children. But here, it is about what you eat today, and that is it. They don't even care about their neighbors. They don't care about their children, let alone talking about their neighbors. They don't care. That is why a man of 80-something plus cannot even have his own child that was supposed to be contesting in one of the posts. If this man was sensible, it is supposed to be his own son. His own son is somebody who is supposed to be planning and preparing how to get to the top and run the affairs of him with the connection he's claimed to have. But in their mentality, it is just about them, and them alone. And after their tenure is gone, they will use their own opportunity, use the opportunity of their children, use the opportunity of their unborn children. That after they have gone, nobody will like to have anything to do with them. That is where they run their affairs. Today, after Obasanjo have done everything have done and left, have you heard of any child of Obasanjo coming out for any post in that country called Nigeria? With his age. Have you heard of any of his sons coming up in the national level to handle a very important position? They cannot, and they will not, because their own father have used their own opportunity. He has used and abused their own opportunity. And nobody is going to even look at them. Nobody is even going to think of electing them when they come out. Just like something like late Muhammad Buhari. Late Muhammad Buhari, do you think, go and check, his own son is supposed to be in one of the top of them affairs, even with their criminality. Even with their criminality and evil, it is about them. It is about them. He imposed himself in the country. He stole and stole and stole and destroyed everything, destroying his destiny of his own children and his unborn children. If Nigeria were a same country, will any of his child and his children to come have the boldness to add Muhammad Buhari in their name and contest for any position and win? Never. But in the contraption called Nigeria, because it is a company, it is possible. It can happen. It can happen. But look at the Western countries where you look upon, where you go and copy all your copyright. You see people in their own presence after they run their affairs and step down, their own children. Even before they go, you see their children in the House of Assembly, House of Senate, building backgrounds, laying foundations for themselves. Wherever you are, Nigeria is not for you. The name Nigeria doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in the heart of any indigenous person. And that is why none of them is ready for dying for the so-called Nigeria. Today, even the military that are supposed to defend the country, they are not ready to die for the country. They are not ready. That is why I make bold to say, no single soul is patriotic to Nigeria. Not the late Muhammad Buhari, not Obasanjo, not any of those military criminals, not even any of those cabals. None of them is patriotic, because if they are, they will see to it that things are right. And today you have gone into the worst of the worst, Tinubu. And I tell people, Tinubu is going to be worse than Muhammad Buhari. And when somebody becomes worse than Muhammad Buhari, you know what else to say. You know what is coming. I thank Chukwu Okeke for keeping us awake, showing us the direction when the time of that yet come, for preparing the Biafran people ahead through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was ahead of time, and he gave us informations and prepares all ahead for where we are today. And that is why we will never forget him. Today it is day. Today is Monday, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's day. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. You can't stop it. You can't change it. You can't challenge it. It is not enforced. A day the Biafran people have made as a church, and the gods of the land have adopted that day, Monday. So if you are somehow thinking that you're fighting against Mazi Simon Eba by stopping sit at home, or by attacking against sit at home, you think you're fighting Mazi Simon, you are fighting against yourself. You will destroy yourself. You are fighting against the God of the land, and they will destroy you and everything you stand for. I have said it. Stop asking if there is sit at home this Monday or not. Don't ask anybody. The only question you have to ask is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released? And if you want to ask that question, you ask that question on Friday, on Sunday. Every Sunday, if you do not see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, Monday is a total lockdown in Biafra land, and it will remain so until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. If you want to gamble with your life, go ahead and gamble. Today, Asara Dokubo is still out there. Asara Dokubo, whom they have given the contract to destroy Biafra land, whom the government of Tinubu have handed over the contract through late Muhammad Buhari to continue to take lives in Biafra land. He is still out there. He is not hiding it. He said it openly. And when he made the statement, he made it in public, in Asorok, to tell you that that was where his message was sent. You heard him say that he's in contract with the government. They gave him a contract Asrock gave him a contract. So if you want to gamble with your life, there is no secret that we have not told you now. Asoro Dokobo have come out to boast that he's going to take your life, that he's going to smoke you out. And the only day that he has always choose to do that is on sit at home day. Sit at home day is one of the days he has chosen to perpetrate that evil. Every single thing our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government, Mazi Simon Ekpa, have said in the past is now making sense. Initially, it wasn't making sense. When he was telling us and exposing this man with his so-called task force, the militia group he's using, through Ebubago, when that exposition was made, people didn't understand it. Some people thought it was a witch hunt. But you saw Osoro Dokubo confess his own mouth. And look at what they are doing in Biafra land. Burning of houses and properties of Biafran people, destroying of lives. On Monday, sit at home. They will tell you to come out. Don't worry, come out. Don't listen to them. And when you come out, they will take you out. And later come to blame our Prime Minister. They come and blame the Biafran people. We have known this game for a very long time. That's why I tell people, the only people that don't understand the Nigerian system are people who are not paying attention. If you are paying attention to what is events in the Zoological Republic, you can't be confused. Nobody is going to try to bully you or confuse you. It is very easy, as easy as ABC to know where they are going. Because it is the same template. The template they play over and over again. That was written by the British to keep you down and make sure that you remain enslaved. They instill fear in you, so that you cannot be able to speak up or protest. The only tribe that has the confidence to stand bold and speak in the face of everything thrown at them is the Igbo Biafrans. And every indigenous person in that contraption is supposed to be giving them accolade for standing up for everybody. What the Igbo Biafrans are doing is not just for themselves, not just for their brothers in Biafra land alone. They are doing it for every indigenous person. But in all of it, they are still hated for no just cause. Hated for no reason. Every single person that has hatred for the Igbos, ask him. Some of them has not even had any transaction with any Igbo person. They have not experienced anything with any Igbo person, only because they were born into a system where they were told that this man, you must not deal with him. This man is trying to dominate you. This man is trying to take over you. This man is trying to play wise. And it is funny when you see they say Igbo people always like to show that they are wise. Do you want me to show you that I'm foolish? Do you want Igbo people to be showing you that they are foolish? Of course we will not. That is why you see attacks coming on them. But will that change anything? It is not going to change anything. Only Chukwu Okikaba know why he gave us that responsibility in that contraption to save everybody. Whatever we are pursuing, whatever we are speaking about or we are talking, is about everybody. It is not about being superior. We are not claiming superiority against anybody. We are only trying to protect our life, defend our territory, and be whom we are supposed to be. Just as Donald Trump said, it is America first. And for us, it is Biafra first. Biafra first. Put yourself first. No matter your region, no matter your location, no matter your tribe, put yourself first. That is how the world operates. It operates on interest. I say it over and over again. Survival on this earth, people operate according to interest. Once their own interest is being protected, to your tent, O Israel, whatever you like, you do. And that is why you see that the Western world will never, ever speak against Nigeria injustice on Biafrans. It is not that they are not seeing it. They are seeing it on video. They have evidence. They have agents on the ground telling them exactly what is happening. The way the Biafran people are being massacred and they lose their life on a daily basis. They are very much aware. But because when they dive into the case of Biafra, it is going to affect their own interests. they keep quiet and they don't talk about it. They won't talk about it. They focus on that which concerns them. You see why every Biafra have to rise up and speak for ourselves. Nobody is going to fight for you until you begin to fight for yourself. Let's assume if somebody is sinking in a river, if you are down sinking in a river, the only way you can be rescued is when you raise your hand up and people can see your hand. Then and only then, the people around will run towards you and pull you out. If you are sinking in a river and you cannot bring your hand up, nobody will know, nobody cares. People will think you are enjoying your swim and you are just diving into, maybe you are diving. People will assume that you are diving. But the only way people can rescue you when you are drowning, if you are drowning in a river, you will only get a rescue when you raise up your hand and people see that this man is drowning. He's really, really drowning. And you see people will run towards you to rescue you. But when you are drowning and then you relax without making any effort, people will think you are swimming. Maybe it's a new technique of swim and they will allow you to continue to swim because nobody wants to interrupt you. Nobody wants to get into another person's business. That is why in the situation of Biafran people, we have taken upon ourselves to raise our hands up so that the world will see and know that we are drowning. Even though they are not going to come, we are going to make our own effort. A time will come when they will be forced to make a move to break up the zone. As I have always told you, there are a lot of people watching. And one of the ways we can raise our hand to let them know we are drowning is this sit at home, Monday sit at home. Monday sit at home is one of the ways you can let the world know that you are drowning seriously. That is why we will not even make it, we won't even make it the 1 week sit at home is another one coming that every one of us must engage in. Because we have to make every kind of sign and noise to let the world focus by force to us and know that truly, truly we are drowning. We are not joking. It's not a child's play. You see why everybody must engage in this civil disobedience called sit at home. The Monday sit at home is non-negotiable, nothing. The only negotiation there is to set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu get into Afari Beko, the sit at home ceases automatically. You don't need any announcement to tell you that it's no longer effective. It will cease to hold. But as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in the dungeon, Monday is dedicated to him, and the God of the land have already approved it. The gods of the land have already approved it. So if you are trying to dabble into Monday sit at home, you are endangering your life. I bet you will never ever remain the same because you are fighting the living and the dead. That's exactly what you are doing. You are fighting the living and the dead. And the spirit of the parents of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never ever forgive you. Their son has given it every single thing, including the life of his parents, to make sure that a strong statement is being made, to make sure that freedom is secured for the Biafran people. How dare you talk down on him? How dare you say that he doesn't deserve only 1 day for us to demand for his release, unconditional release? A man that has given it all, and he himself is sitting under lock and key 247. He has been like that for 2 years. For 2 years. And then you think we cannot sit at home to demand for his release? We will sit at home and we will do more. We will do more. We won't stop at that. We will do more. I thank Chukwu that in all the trials and temptations, in all the falsehood and lies, there are still Biafrans that are solidly behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. More than 90% of Biafrans are solidly behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please kindly share this program. Share this program on every platform that you belong. Every WhatsApp group you belong to, share this program. Share to family and friends, and even our enemies, share to them. And click like so that other people can join us on the program. Very, very important. The radical evangelism will continue as instructed by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every one of us have to pay attention and abide by the rules. These rules are made by the Biafran people, not by an individual, not by one person. That is why you see the sit at home today. It is not been enforced. Biafrans have taken that stand. The sit at home is making waves. We have achieved a lot. If there is one thing you must pick up, is that it is because of this sit at home that Mazi and Kanu can never ever be forgotten. If you remove sit at home, I can tell you, people will stop talking about Mazi and Kanu. Sit at home is the reason why they will never ever forget Mazi and Kanu. You saw even with their madness of election, throughout the period of election, they always speak about Mazi and Kanu every Monday. Because each time they make a report of Monday sit at home, the next thing that comes online is our supreme Mazi and Kanu. You cannot mention sit at home without remembering Mazi and Kanu. But once you take it out, you are taking out that thing that is given, putting his case to limelight. And that was what our Prime Minister of Biafra Governor have seen. Mazi Simon Ekpa, he saw it. And he joined the Biafra people and support to the core. And every one of us took that decision that we will continue to hold the ground until Mazi Kanu is released. Don't listen to any blackmail. And I tell you, when you look at the people who are outspoken and attacking this very sit at home, look at them and their antecedents, you find out that these are people who care not about others. It is because of their selfish interests. Starting from the governors. Each time the governors talk about the sit at home, their complaint is not about the poor masses. Their complaint is about the revenue that they take from the poor masses that they take every Monday. Revenue that they steal from you and they don't invest it anywhere. That has always been their own bone of contention. That has always the only point they make. It is not because of ordinary people. They will tell you that the economy of Biafra land is suffering, that they are losing billions every Monday. Really? You're losing billions. The billions you have been collecting all this while, before this year, for many years, what have you done with it? What have you done with it? Is it not the same situation that we have been for a very long time, that we are still in for these past 2 years now that we took upon that sit at home? What have changed? What have changed? It's the same status quo. The same status quo. Nothing have changed. And when you listen to them, you think they care about you. You think it's about you. It is not about you. It is about them. The revenues they generate is where they steal and keep for themselves. The revenue, they steal it and keep for themselves. That is why anyone that comes in, their headache becomes the sit at home. And that will consume them. Every governor in the Southeast that have tried to stop sit at home never know peace. The only time they have a breath is when they begin to recognize that that is the choice of the people and allow the people to go with their choice. You talk about destroying the economy of the Southeast. Every single person that is talking that the sit at home destroy the economy of the Southeast doesn't mean well for the Southeast. They don't mean well for you. Because you and I know that the major thing that destroyed the economy of the Southeast is the federal government of Nigeria with their policy. The federal government of Nigeria and their policy is what kept Biafra land down. Mainly the Southeast. The Southeast is supposed to be the richest zone. Even they are through their own effort. But if they were given the same privilege that were given to other people, the Southeast would have been the pillar. What is Lagos State? Lagos State has what is Lagos State? They are calling the biggest economy in Africa. If the Southeast were treated the way other people are treated, given reference the way other people are given, they would be the biggest cities in the world, the greatest economy in the world. Mike Okpara did it during their own time. Mike Okpara made it during their own time, and we can do it again and again. Even with the tight situation that have placed us and make sure that we don't breathe, yet we are making waves. So anybody that is telling you that sit at home is destroying the economy of the Biafran people, the economy of Southeast, that person is the greatest liar of all time. And is lying to himself. The destroyer of the economy of the Southeast is the federal government of Nigeria, who has put in place policies that have kept the Southeast down. There is no federal government presence in the Southeast. Not one. No federal government presence anywhere. This is the most industrious zone, the most industrious people, the most business inclined people. But yet, in their territory, there is no single operational international airport and seaport. Everyone they claim to be an international airport is just a shortcut. They will put a condition whereby you must land in Abuja or Lagos, then you begin to transit to every other state in the Southeast. You don't take a direct flight and land in Enugu or whatever. And even when such is trying to be implemented, they will make it so expensive. They will make it so expensive that when you check about the difference, when you calculate the difference, you will have no choice than to fly to Lagos. Conditions that are put in place to make sure they hold you down. These people that are telling you that sit at home is destroying the economy of the Southeast, they know very well that it is the people in the Southeast that are holding the economy of Lagos. Today, they are being pushed out. And why are they going to Lagos? The only reason why Biafrans and their businessmen focus on Lagos and Abuja is because of the seaport. In Biafra land, we have the closest and the deepest access to the sea. In Biafra land, Biafra land have the closest and the deepest access to the sea. Yet, we don't have a port. 90%, let me just say 75% of the goods that is cleared in Lagos are owned by people in the southeastern part of Nigeria. 75% of the containers you see there are owned by people who are in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And the goods in them, about 50% of the goods in them is going to Biafra land. But because of the condition they have put in place, they have forced businessmen to migrate from Biafra land down to Lagos to make things easy for themselves. They have put a tight condition that will hold people down in Lagos State. And to show how wicked the Zoological Republic is and their government and politicians, even when we have tried to mingle and survive in that same difficult condition, today they have come once again and say, even in that Lagos, you are not allowed to be there. Properties of Biafran people are destroyed, businesses are destroyed, markets are burnt down, and these are houses that were developed from grassroots, including the land where the house was built. It is Biafran people that develop it. Most of those places were what? Swamp. There are videos everywhere that are evident. I have seen in my own eyes where people are buying land on top of water. On top of water. When you go there, you see peg. You only see peg on top of water. And then they will begin to fill it. Today, they are the people that are being told to move away from the Zoological Republic, move away from Lagos. Every market you see them, Alaba International was developed from scratch by the Biafran people, Igbo Biafrans to be precise. It was a no-go area, an absolute and total swamp, and they made it what it is today. It has attracted the development, and that area have become site of attraction. Trade fair that you are seeing, another swamp. The Biafrans turned it to a city. And when our eternal leader Dim Odumegwu saw it, he lamented and said, "Oh, my brothers, you will never learn your lesson." Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also lamented and told you they are going to come after your businesses. After destroying your businesses, they're going to take your houses. And people say he's just a noisemaker. He's talking just as usual. But today, every single thing that our Supreme Nnamdi have said is coming to pass. Have they not destroyed your businesses? Of course they have. Have they not destroyed your house? They have destroyed your house. Have they not taken your land? They are taking your... The most painful thing is that they are not even doing it so that you wouldn't know. They are doing it in such a way that it will be clear to you that you have overstayed your welcome. They are doing it in such a way that you yourself that have failed to listen, we understand that you have overstayed your welcome. That is why they go to their House of Assembly and they begin to pass a bill. The bill have passed the first and the second reading to take away your property rights and give it to their own people. When they talk about Lagos citizens, you think it's about... It is not about Lagos citizens. Lagos citizens have nothing to do with it. The attack is against the Igbo Biafrans. Innocent people that are making their livelihood. People that go to areas to develop and impact life. This is a tribe that have developed every single city in that country called Nigeria. There is no city. There is no city you go there that 50% of the development doesn't come from the Biafran people. It doesn't exist. Up to Borno State. Up to Borno State. There is no city in Nigeria where you go and you don't see the footprint of the Biafran people in development, in helping to develop that land. It doesn't exist in the zoo. Anybody that tells you that there's a city where you don't see the footprint of the Biafrans in development, that person is an enemy. Only an enemy will make such kind of estimates. And even our enemy, they don't hold back. They don't hold back. That is why every time you see them attacking our businesses, they can't hold back. That is why you see them, because of fear of the unknown, instead of them to engage on a legitimate and genuine competition, which there's nothing wrong in that. Compete with the Biafran, Igbo Biafran mainly, compete with them in business if you can. Engage into a healthy competition. That is what they are known for. The Biafrans, mainly the Igbo Biafrans on their business, they go into a healthy competition. Notwithstanding, if you know what you got, the skills you got to sell your goods, put in that skills and get the best out of it. That is why you go in a market established. You will see thousands of people selling the same kind of product and they are all doing very well. Thousands of people selling the same product, doing very well in the same place, and they will take people, train them, settle them. The person will still remain in that same market and they will all be doing well. If you want to compete, why don't you? The market where they are doing their businesses is somewhere you can go into rent. Everybody can rent it. Just be able to guide yourself and stand up to the competition. You cannot. You are scared of the challenge. You are scared. You can't engage in that competition, a healthy competition. And then what you have to do is you come down for propaganda. You begin to push your propaganda against them, one lie or the other. Propaganda upon propaganda. They are dominating. They are domineering. They don't want to. They dominate people. They want to take over your land. Take over what? Have you ever heard in the history of Nigeria that an Igbo Biafra went to a place and stole a land? Have you ever heard it? Have you ever heard that they went to somewhere to conquer a land and take it, and their target is to conquer the place? No. In any place they have owned property, they buy it. And the most painful one is that they even buy it much more expensive than any other tribe can be able to buy. Even in this Lagos we are talking about, let me tell you, a Yoruba man will want to sell his property. A Lagosian will want to sell his own property. His own brother will come and price it. He wouldn't. He won't sell it to his own brother. He will be looking for Omoibo to buy it. He will be looking to Omiwo to buy it, and he will place the price times 2 of what his brother offered. And the Omoibo will give the money in cash. After buying the property, he will develop it and make it what it's supposed to be. It is not that they are buying whatever property they are buying in all those places you see them, times 2 of what the citizens can buy. Not because they chose to make it like that. The citizens of those areas make it that way. That when the Igbos come forward to buy a property, they double the amount. But in all those wickedness, jealousy, evil plans, they are still striving. They are still striving, making waves. Now that they cannot be able to comprehend, they cannot be able to compete, they engage in propaganda, and now they have engaged in seizing property. Something that happened during the Civil War that we are still lamenting and talking about today, they are implementing it. We are talking about abandoned property that were seized. We are talking about Civil War time when they called our properties abandoned property and they seized it. This one now is happening in your own presence when there is no Civil War. They are seizing your property before your own eye, taking away your rights, your property right. Something you bought, you have document, registered, have your CIC, what they call CEU or whatever they call it. You have all your documents, and yet they want to take away those property from you, broad daylight. And you that you call yourself a Biafran, you still don't see danger. You still don't see danger. That means your own case is irredeemable. In this situation, that is why I thank you, and I say it all the time, that every single revelation that you need to get your senses back, they have been made, except you choose the other path. And if you have chosen the path of destruction, go ahead and destroy yourself. Whatever decision you take will not stop us from asking for our freedom. Whatever decision you have chosen for yourself will not make us stop asking for the freedom of 70 million people. It is up to you what you choose. Every revelation I have made, the exodus of Biafra people have started. And if there's nothing for you to wake up and see a pastor that owns a state, owns big property, came in the open and declared, I am going back home. And he said it, that nothing is safe in Lagos State anymore. That he's not safe. A pastor have taken that bold step that he is going back home. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Do you have much property than him? What are you waiting for? A time has come. The exodus have started. Only when there is time. We have to learn to chase the black goat in the daytime. For a very long time, we have been chasing the black goat in the night. We have been chasing the black goat in the night. Our eternal leader, Dim Omegojuku, one. Nobody listened. Nobody listened. Nobody paid attention. We got to the city of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to cry. Nobody listened. Instead of listening, they connived and kidnapped him. Instead of paying attention to the voice of reason, they connived together and they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. For more than 2 years today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is under solitary confinement, on torture. You are here watching me. Either you are watching from your comfort zone, either you are just relaxing on your bed, on your shop, or wherever you are, relaxing, having fresh breeze, and you have the opportunity to watch what I'm saying. But the man that have given you this voice and opportunity is nowhere to be found. You are not even sure he has eaten since yesterday. They have stopped him from having his medical treatment. This is a prince we are talking about. We are talking about a prince. And you know the standard of life a prince lives. A prince who is a citizen in the United Kingdom, living his good life. You know the standard of life he has been living before now. And for his medical doctors to be stopped from, they refuse him access to his medications. You know what it means? With all the complaint after the torture he went through for good 8 days. tied on the ground, starved. He has not been allowed to take treatment up to date. Please share this broadcast to all platforms. Share this broadcast to family and friends. Share this broadcast to any WhatsApp group. If you are in this platform, make sure you share to one person. Share this program at least to one person. That is the least you can do. That is the least you can. Our Prime Minister told us about radical evangelism. In that radical evangelism, it involves you. It involves me. And where it involves you is by sharing. You click like and you share. Share to at least one person. The message we are preaching is to awaken the spirit of the Biafran people so that nobody is being left behind. As for restoration, the process of restoration has started already. The government of Biafra has been fully established and they are working 24/7. The Biafra Republic government in exile and the cabinet, they are not for a joke. The cabinet is filled with experts, professionals from all corners, businessmen, people who know what is up. They are the people in the cabinet and they are not joking. Of course, I don't have to tell you about our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government, Mazi. You know him better. Our Prime Minister is not a joke. Very, very consistent. When you hear Mazi Nnamdi say IPOB is consistency personified, the example is Mazi. Consistency personified. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. He is focused on restoration of Biafra. That is why today we have a government. The Biafra Republic government in exile is engaging. We have allies across the world. Very soon, on 28th of next month, our headquarters will be inaugurated in the United States and other regions where we have opened our emissaries. We join suit. Inauguration will begin to happen, and then we will kickstart the real thing. The de facto government in homeland, they are also there. Every mechanism we need to get Biafra and make the declaration, we are putting them in place. Our Prime Minister is not a joke. That is one man I love. I love him for one thing. It doesn't matter your blackmail, your propaganda. The more you talk about him, the more he progresses. The more you blackmail him, the more he increases speed. The more you talk trash about him, the more he increases speed. That is why I love him. So it doesn't matter how you feel about him or what you think. What matters is what is he doing. And I'm not telling you to like him. I'm not forcing you to like him. What you must do is that you must accept him. Whether you hate him or you don't love him or you love him, you must accept him. That is one thing you must do. Every Biafran that is living today, you must accept the Biafra Republic government in exile. That is the platform through which you can make your voice heard. If you are knowledgeable, you have something to offer, you have some experience, there are some gifts in you, come into the government and use that gift. Our Prime Minister have thrown it open for a very long time. The Biafra Republic government in exile is for every indigenous Biafra. Every one of us have equal right in the Biafra Republic government in exile. Whatever wisdom, knowledge that Chukwu Okikaiba have placed in your head, come in there and display it. There is no doubt that Biafran people are smart people. There is going to be clash of brains. Very smart people. So if you want to show us how smart you are, come into the Biafra Republic government in exile. I am very, very proud of the people I see there. I know Biafrans, and there's no doubt if they are going to give the best or not. We are giving the best across the world. Across the world without limitation. Including, can you imagine, a Biafran going to China of all people, the Chin Chong, to go there and win a prize of the best student in their university. The best. You know the population of China, right? You know the population. A Biafran went there, defeated everything. A lady, for that matter, defeated everything and come out with the best. And when you hear her speak in Chinese, you'll be wondering if she was born in China or if her father or her mother was a Chinese. But this is a Biafran blood. Very smart. We conquer any place we go. We conquer. And that is what the zoo is afraid of. Instead of them to embrace it, let me tell you, we don't need the Zoological Republic. They are the ones that need us. We do not need the contraption called Nigeria. They are the ones that need us. And since they fail to recognize that we have something to offer, we are done. We are done. We are going. We are already on our way out. We are already on our way out. We have nothing. They have nothing to offer us. We have more than enough. The man today that built the fastest computer in the planet Earth, the fastest computer in this planet Earth is a Biafran. A Biafran man. Go and find out. The man that built the fastest computer is a Biafran. He's still living. Emma Wali was a child soldier during the Civil War. If you don't know now. There was one of his book or one of his video where he talked about the issue of Biafra. Let me tell you, Biafra is not a joke. It must come. It doesn't matter whether you like it or you don't like it. It doesn't matter whether you support it or you don't support it. The time has come that the children of Chukwu Gabiama will move into the promised land. And we don't walk by sight. We walk by the spirit and the revelation of Chukwu Gabiama, not by sight. We don't care what we see. We don't care what we present. We don't care the Tukana jet, how many you have. No. We are walking by what Chukwu Gabiama says we should do. We do that. And today you can see water happening. You can see them, the Zoological Republic, receiving water. Even the gods of the land is tumbling their so-called modka. If you have not seen videos, open your eyes, you see videos. Videos are flying right, left, and center. They are receiving water on different angles. They are just lucky because, our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi have given the order, even before he was arrested, that ESN must not display their operations. We don't display operations. And our Prime Minister also followed suit. He's not displaying. But time will come when you will see things. The Zoological Republic will not tell you what they are passing through. And that is why our Prime Minister has chosen to sample some certain things for you to see. They are receiving water in Biafra land. The gods of the land is after them. So let me tell you, whatever we are pursuing and we are fighting for, it is not our battle. It's the battle of Chukwu Gabiama, and we must win. I appreciate everyone that have joined me on this very broadcast. It's a morning broadcast that I'm not supposed to be spending much time, but we have taken quite a good time. I appreciate everyone that have participated. Today is sit at home. If you are in Biafra land, I have told you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still inside. As long as he's inside, his day remains Monday. Locked down completely. If you're living abroad, send in your calls. Send the information to your people. Tell them it is a total lockdown. More especially in Enugu State. In Enugu State, Asare Dokubo have taken the contract to destroy your lives. Do not try to play a hero. When you come out, the same people that will tell you to come out, they are the same people that are going to take your life. You see what is happening in Enugu? This same Enugu State, look at the way the herdsmen are taking lives. Kidnapping have increased in Enugu State. Lives have been lost in Enugu State recently. Insecurity in the hand of terrorists. But the governor seemed not to bother about that. He has added Asare Dokubo mission to take life. So if you are in Enugu State to secure yourself, the best way to stay alive until you see Biafra is to obey instruction. Every single civil disobedience that you hear, join it. Sit at home, sit at home. The 1 week that is coming, begin to prepare yourself for it. It must happen. 1 week lockdown, it is going to happen. And that will mark the beginning of what you are asking for. It will mark the beginning. After that, a lot of things will unfold. We will not stop. It doesn't matter whether you support it. We will not stop. It is forward ever and backward never. I say, may Chukwu Gabiama guide and protect every Biafran all over the world, wherever you're watching from. May Chukwu Gabiama guide and protect everybody that is genuinely seeking for freedom. May Chukwu guide and protect all our media warriors in different platforms. May Chukwu guide and protect the ESN, guide and protect the Liberation Army, guide and protect the BNL and their leaders. May Chukwu guide and protect the Omoada that are doing marvelous work on their different platforms. May Chukwu guide and protect our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Indonesia, Mazi, wherever he is. We commit him into the hand of Chukwu for divine protection, for divine grace, for divine revelation, for divine strength, so that he can continue to pilot the ship until our supreme leader joins us very soon. May Chukwu guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Protect him, give him strength, give him health, give him revelations wherever he is. Anything that is wrong in his body, whatever infection that he has contacted in the course of staying in that very place, let Chukwu send doctors to begin to minister to him. No evil shall befall Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He must be out soon, and we'll get our freedom. No weapon formed or fashioned against Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Indonesia, Mazi shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from, and stay blessed. See you again later on in the day. If you have time, you can join me on King David Exploit Expose. I am going to have an exposition there in the evening time. You can join me there. And also, please, if you have not shared, like and share to family and friends and even our enemy. The radical evangelism will continue. You are part of it. Do it and stay blessed. Thank you, and remember, see you again. Bye-bye.